Ever get to the end of your day, you look at your to-do list and just wonder, where did all the hours go? I mean, it feels like you were busy, right? Running around, putting out fires, but nothing that really matters actually got done. It is such a common frustration. But what if the problem isn't the clock at all? Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into how to master your time. We're going to break down the core ideas and the practical, real-world tools you need to finally take back control of your day. Okay, let's start with the single biggest mind shift you need to make. The phrase time management is, honestly, a lie. You can't manage time. It just is. It moves forward at the same pace for everyone. The real skill is self-management. It's all about mastering your own actions, your own focus, and your own decisions in the time you've got. So, first, let's explore why it so often feels like we're fighting this losing battle against the clock. It's a feeling that's so common, it's often called the time management illusion. You know, the stakes here are so much higher than just getting to inbox zero. The real prize is lowering that constant nagging feeling of being overwhelmed. It's about building a system that actually reduces your stress and helps you carve out a life where work and, living can coexist without a fight. But to fix the problem, we first have to get real about what's causing it. We need to unmask the actual culprits, the sneaky time wasters that make our days just vanish into thin air. When you look at these common enemies of productivity, there's some really interesting psychology going on. Take procrastination. So often we think it's about being lazy, but it's usually not. It's an emotional response, a way our brain tries to cope with feeling overwhelmed or fearing we might fail. And then there's the trap of mistaking busyness, just answering emails all day, for actual meaningful productivity. And if you think you can just quickly check a notification and get right back on track, well, think again. Research shows it takes an average of 23 minutes, 23, to fully get your deep focus back after just one little interruption. Imagine how much that adds up over a day. There's a great old saying that just perfectly captures the myth of multitasking. Our brains are not built to do it. Period. What we call multitasking is really just task switching. And as we just saw, every one of those switches costs us a ton of mental energy and time. So if we can't do everything at once, how in the world do we decide what to do at all? Well, this brings us to the very heart of the solution, developing a prioritization mindset. The very first step is to truly understand this crucial difference. Urgent tasks are the ones that scream for your attention. They're loud, they're demanding, and they are usually tied to someone else's goals. But important tasks? They're the quiet ones. They're the things that move you closer to your long-term goals. And the trap we all fall into is letting the loud, urgent stuff crowd out the quiet, important stuff. And a really powerful way to think about this is the Pareto principle. You've probably heard of it as the 80-20 rule. It basically says that in most things, a huge chunk of your results, like 80%, comes from a tiny fraction of your effort, just 20%. The key to unlocking your productivity isn't to work more. It's to find and pour your energy into that critical 20%. Okay, with that mindset locked in, let's build a daily action plan. These are some incredibly powerful, practical tools you can start using, like today. This right here is the Eisenhower Matrix, and it's a total game changer for your to-do list. It forces you to filter every single task through two questions. Is it urgent, and is it important? And based on the answers, you know exactly what to do. You either do it now, schedule it for later, delegate it to someone else, or, and this one is my favorite, just delete it. Stop reacting, start deciding. All right, next up, the eat the frog strategy. Your frog is that one big, important, and probably kind of yucky task that you're most likely to procrastinate on. The rule is simple. You do that thing first thing in the morning. Get it out of the way. When you do, you get this incredible psychological win and a wave of momentum that carries you through the entire day. Now, if focus is your main struggle, you have to try the Pomodoro technique. It's so simple. You pick one task, you set a timer for 25 minutes, and you work on only that thing. No interruptions. When the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. This method trains your brain's focus muscle and, this is key, it forces you to take the breaks your mind needs to stay sharp and avoid burnout. And what about those massive projects that just feel completely paralyzing? The secret is to stop looking at the whole mountain. Just ask yourself, what is the very next tiny physical action I can take? Not write the report, but open a new document. Not plan the trip, but Google Flights too. This tiny shift makes anything feel possible. Now, these tools are fantastic,
but they only work if you actually use them consistently. So how do we turn these great ideas from a quick fix into a real, lasting change?
Well, the power of a simple routine is just undeniable. The data shows that doing something daily helps a habit form more than twice as fast as just doing it now and then. And here's the pro tip. If you do it at the same time every day, it forms even faster. Consistency is the engine that turns a good idea into an automatic behavior.
But willpower alone is not enough. You have to actively design your environment to help you win. Turn off the notifications on your phone. Close those extra browser tabs. Make your bad habits harder to do and your good habits easier. If you want to go for a run in the morning, put your running shoes right by your bed. You want to make focus the path of least resistance.
And finally, and this is so important, you're going to have off days. We all do. Days where nothing seems to work. The key is to practice self-compassion. Don't beat yourself up, just acknowledge it, maybe learn a little something from it, and focus on getting back on track the next day. The real goal here is progress. It is never, ever perfection.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with an actionable question. Think about it right now. What is that one challenging, important task, your one frog, that you are going to tackle first thing tomorrow morning? Deciding that tonight is the very first step to totally owning your day tomorrow.